Hello and welcome to my track guide of Silverstone. First of all, some quick data. You have 18 corners. There are 2 DRS detection zones. That means you have 2 DRS zones, one on the Wellington straight and one on the Hangar straight. For the tire choice and tire strategy, you have the C3, C2, C1 tires, C3 being the soft, C1 being the hard. So you're basically looking at a one-stop. The lap amount is 26 laps, so 10 laps on the softs and 16 laps on the mediums. As far as I can see, you can probably easily, comfortably do a medium to soft or soft to medium strat. The hards are probably just going to be really bad around this track, because why shouldn't you take the mediums when they can actually last? Because of that harder compound, they don't lose any time over the race distance. I think there is quite a possibility of rain because it's Great Britain. The only thing you see in England is basically just rainy weather, so you might as well just practice a bit in the wet. So now I'm going to show you my hot lap first of all, and after that I'm going to talk you through the lap.
The time last lap was a 1 minute 24.1.
So starting the lap, you want to take a bit of curb on the left side for turn 1, then just cut turn 1 really deep. Don't get invalidated though. For turn 2, keep it real tight to the left. For turn 3, you want to brake as soon as this curve starts. And what you want to do on the braking is also engine brake, so basically downshift really quickly down to 4th. So the car slows down much faster than it normally would. Then apply the brakes as long as you're not on the apex of this corner. After that, go on the power as early as possible. Keep it in 4th so you can get on the throttle really easy. Go out wide here, downshift to 2nd. Then as you're coming down to the apex, you want to upshift to 3rd so your car kind of rotates around the corner, which helps you get on the power much more early. So you can use this little runoff to get on the power earlier than you normally would, but I think that costs you a bit more time, but it's a bit safer than, you know, spinning out. So for this turn, just cut the inside and keep it straight for the DRS straight. So coming down to the beginning of sector 2, you want to get a bit of that curb on the right hand side. Brake as soon as the 50 volt disappears. Try to trail brake into this apex right here and just try to really nail it. Just clip it really well. Stay in 4th for that whole sequence. Just engine brake as well. You shift down to 5th momentarily and then down to 4th as you want to have as much acceleration, of course, as possible, because for a 5th is a bit iffy right here because you don't get the power down as early as 4th. Go deep into this corner. Notice how there is no throttle or no brake application like at the beginning at the first half of this corner. Also the shift down to third, so we are going to use this third gear for this double upshift, which also lets us rotate the car really much, so that you have a better exit out of this corner. Also notice I'm already going maybe just before the apex, already apply a bit of throttle so you can rotate the car with the throttle. And as you come out, try to nail the throttle as soon as possible. Also use the curb on the outside right here. For this one, basically you can cut this white line. So you go like this, or like try to go like this, so can save a couple of tenths. So for all turn 1 you want to also turn in just before the 50 board, but notice how I'm steering. Just keep it real smooth. Just don't like when you correct your steering through this, you're A, gonna lose time, or B, you're gonna probably spin out or go wide. So for this corner, having a really steady steering input is really important. Also in the race, if you're in dirty air, you would also need to turn in a bit more because of the dirty air. But you should also kind of lift a bit, because you're gonna run out wide and get a warning when you come out of this turn. So coming down to Maggots and Beckets, you want to clip this curb on the left hand side, then you want to ideally cut this one. Then you want to really turn in really early so you can hit that curb. Also notice, as I'm entering the corner, I'm not doing any braking. You want to shift down, because the engine is actually doing the braking for you in this part of the corner. Then you want to really set up your car for the exit of Chapel, which is like trying to hug the inside curb. Also you need to really be careful with the brake application, because A, you either brake too late and you're gonna run wide, or you brake too early and you're gonna have a shit exit. So keeping, or like finding the balance between having too much brake and too like less of a brake appliance is going to be key at Chapel and the hangar straights. So when you have that settled down, you want to really push down the throttle really early, because then you would have a really nice overtaking opportunity coming into stow. So cruising down the hangar straight, you want to keep it to the left so you can set up stow. For stow, you want to brake as soon as you pass that midway point of that curb. You want to shift down to 6th because of the high downforce of this year's car. As soon as you see the apex, you can pretty much go full throttle. Don't run too wide though on the exit right here. For club, you want to brake as soon as the curb starts. I braked a bit too early, but that's okay. As soon as it's really okay, but you need to focus on the exit out of the second corner right here. Shift down to 4th, clip that inside curb. Then try to set yourself up for late apex for this corner, so you can carry as much speed onto that little start-finish straight, and yeah, so you can basically have a good lap time. You can try to straighten the car so you can get on the power a bit earlier, because you have a bit room to play with. But yeah, basically you want to just stamp down the throttle very early, then try to keep it clean with not spinning or like having oversteer, and then just clip this inside curb and you're basically done with the Silverstone lap. So now I'm going to show you how my setup looks like. So I'm using 2.5 wings, using 58 differential. If you feel like you are losing it around Maggots and Beckett and Cops, you would need to increase the differential so you have a much more stable car. If you feel like, oh, this car feels a bit, or like this setup feels a bit sluggish, then you might as well just decrease the differential a tiny bit. Suspension geometry -2.6, -1, 0.05, 0.20. Suspension 19, 11, 11, 2, 3. This setup can be used in a race, but the problem is your tires are gonna be really heated after Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel, but that shouldn't really be a problem for the race, as there's a big straight where you can cool down your tires. Brakes 150, and for the tire pressures I go 2022, 19.19 and 19.19, so you have a really grippy set of tires. Hopefully you have learned something during this track guide. Also, thank you for watching this. I hope you will have a great race. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments or just send me a DM on Discord. So good luck and have fun, and bye bye.